Okay, so last class la பார்த்தோம் v minus v plus del v is equal to I z dz. Similarly, I minus I plus di is equal to vy dx. Once v cancel பண்ணீங்கன்னா minus dv divided by dx is equal to I z. Similarly, இங்கேயும் minus di divided by dx is equal to vy. Okay, then I make one more differentiation. Okay, once if you make one more differentiation with respect to x, d square v divided by dx square, then z is constant because it depends on r, g, and lc, so that is constant. Then di divided by dx. Similarly, here you will get minus d square I divided by dx square, and y is also a constant. It depends on g and j omega c. Okay, then dv divided by dx, dv divided by dx. Okay, so now you know what is the value of di divided by dx, that is substitute from here. Similarly, you know what is value of dv divided by dx, that is available here. So from this you can substitute, and after this substitution, okay, so this is d square v divided by dx square is equal to di by dx is vy, that means minus z vy minus z vy. Similarly, here minus d by dx square is equal to minus I y z minus I y z. Okay, so with this you can make one differential equation. Okay, you make one differential equation. Okay, so once if you bring that is present on the right hand side to the left, then instead of v you can put I directly there. Okay, because everything is similar. Okay, so I take the equation of voltage equation, that is d square v divided by dx square minus zy v is equal to 0. D square divided by dx square, and I am writing it as some new term gamma square into v, because this is the format of the wave actually. Okay, now we are representing the wave propagation in a transmission line. Okay, so that zy I can write it as some new term, that is gamma square, that is gamma square. Then what is gamma square? Gamma square is equal to product of z and y, product of z and y. Then gamma is equal to square root of zy, square root of zy. Then now we should know what is z and what is y. What is z and what is y? Z means impedance of the line, that is r plus j omega l. Z equal to impedance of the line r plus j omega l, where r is the resistance per unit length, l is inductance per unit length, omega is the frequency of operation. Similarly, for y, g plus j omega c. G means what? Conductance of the line. C means capacitance per unit length of the line. Okay, so g plus j omega c. Then from this, gamma is equal to square root of z and y. So r plus j omega l, and then g omega c. Okay, so gamma means, you know, gamma, what is gamma? Gamma means always propagation constant. Okay, propagation constant. So okay, this is the propagation constant for transmission line, propagation constant in for transmission line. This is something you should remember always, without worrying about the previous derivations. You should always remember this term. What is gamma? Propagation constant in transmission line is square root of r plus j omega l and g plus j omega c. Without worrying about the previous derivations, okay, you have to remember this one, because derivation is not important, only the result is important. Okay, this is the result of this derivation. Okay, so again, you know, gamma can be written as in terms of alpha and beta, where alpha is attenuation coefficient and beta is attenuation constant, and beta is phase constant. Okay, so gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. You know that what is alpha? Attenuation constant. Okay, alpha means attenuation constant. Then what could be the unit of alpha? It could be okay, Nepper per meter or dB per meter. Okay, it could be in Nepper per meter or dB per meter. What is the unit of beta? Beta means phase constant. Okay, beta means phase constant, and its unit is always radian per meter. Phase constant unit is radian per meter. Okay, so once then you take this equation. Okay, this equation. Okay, this is our final equation. This is our differential equation. Then now we'll write the solution for this equation. We'll write the solution for this equation. So uh, d square, see, d square v divided by dx square gamma square v equal to 0. Okay, in terms of differential format, differential equation, I can write it as what, m square. Okay, m square minus gamma square. M square minus gamma square is equal to 0. M square minus gamma square is equal to 0. Once if some equation is in this format, then voltage, okay, what is the solution of this equation? If the equation is in this format, the solution of this equation is v is equal to c1 e power, okay, once you can write like this, m square is equal to then gamma square, then where m is equal to plus or minus gamma. Okay, c1 e power minus gamma x, okay, plus c2 e power plus gamma x. You know, this is the voltage. Similarly, for the current equation also you can write, once for current you put some other constant, c3 e power minus gamma x, then c4 e power gamma x, c4 e power gamma x. What is C1, C2, C4? But please remember, the C1 is the initial voltage, okay, the voltage that is present at the sending end. Similarly, C2 means the voltage that is present at the load end, because the second term will denote the reflection term. Okay, this first one is incident term, forward traveling wave. The next one is the reverse traveling wave. So C1 will indicate what is the voltage that is present at the source. So in general, C1 is equal to what, sir? Vs. C1 is equal to, okay, Vs, the voltage that is present at the sending end. C2 is equal to what? The voltage that is present at the load end, okay, receiving end. Okay, in general, okay, so for because C1 is equal to Vs, the voltage that is present at the sending end. Then what is C2? C2 means voltage that is present at the load end. So C2 receiving end, VR. Similarly, C3 means what? The current that is present at the sending end, IS. Similarly, what is C4? The current that is present at the receiving end. Because it has to be like this only, because you are writing voltage and current, definitely, finally, there should be voltage only on the right hand side also. Okay, so now we have some equation, voltage and current equation. Okay, then it can, and again, it is a function of gamma. Okay, it depends on gamma. Okay, now again, it is function of x also. Then x is actually giving you the length of the transmission line. As you go from x0 to x is equal to L, from sending end to you are going to load end. That variation is given by the x. That variation is given by the x. Okay, so now okay, now we have this equation. See, there is one equation. It relates the voltage and impedance value. Okay, dV by dx is equal to I into Z. Okay, from this, if you modified, okay, you write I, then I is equal to minus 1 by Z dV by dx. Okay, I'll write it now. From that equation, you can, the I is equal to, because I is there, but now I'll try to plug I from V. Okay, that is minus 1 by Z dV by dx, dV by dx. no, now you have the equation for voltage here. You differentiate this equation with respect to x, So minus 1 by z, okay, then minus gamma, okay, minus gamma c1 e power minus gamma x, okay, c2 gamma e power plus gamma x plus gamma x. Then finally I is equal to gamma divided by z, okay, c1, okay, then again I'm making this minus inside, then what happens, this becomes plus and this becomes minus, okay, c1 e power minus gamma x minus c2 e power plus gamma x. I can also write the current equation from the voltage equation instead of writing separately with a new constant. Okay, with the existing constant C1 and C2, I can write the current equation like this. Okay, so finally, I'm going to represent the voltage and the current equation in terms of only two constant, that is C1 and C2. So finally, my voltage is equal to C1 e power minus gamma x plus C2 e power plus gamma x. Similarly, for current is equal to 1 by Z C1, okay, C1 e power minus gamma x and minus c2 e power gamma x So I think we have made a mistake here. That is gamma divided by z. Okay, that is gamma divided by z. But this gamma divided by z can be replaced by 1 by z naught. I will tell you now how it is possible. Okay, gamma divided by z can be replaced by 1 by z naught. Okay, at this moment you take this, then I will prove this how it is true. Okay, now if it is 1 by z naught, then this is c1 e power minus gamma x minus c2 e power gamma x. Okay, so what I are telling, gamma by z you can write it as 1 by z naught. Then what is the meaning of z naught? Then what is the meaning of z naught? Yes, or otherwise wait. Okay, you know is that, you know what is gamma? Gamma means what, sir? Is that y square root? Is that y square root? Then what is that? Once if you apply the mathematical relation, then it comes as like this. Okay, then you flip this square root of y by z. You just flip this. Once if you flip that, that will become z divided by y. That will become z divided by y. Okay, so again, okay, that because you have flipped it, then this is equal to z naught. Okay, because you have replaced square root of y by z as z naught, but now square root of z by y has to be is equal to z naught, Now we are having some new term. That term z naught is called characteristic impedance of the line. Characteristic impedance of the line. Okay, characteristic impedance of the line, that is equal to square root of z divided by y. You know what is z? Z means what? R plus j omega L. And what is y? G plus j omega C. Now this is the formula to find out the characteristic impedance of the transmission line. In future you have to use this formula. Okay, what is z naught? Square root of R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. G plus j omega C. Okay. Okay. Now at sending end, see, you are having transmission line like this. Okay. Now this is the transmission line. At the sending end, you are having some Vs, you are having some Is. Okay. Now you know at any point of time what is V at anywhere on the transmission line. You know how to calculate V, then how to calculate I. Anywhere on the transmission line, you know how to calculate V and I. But at x is equal to 0, say this is x is equal to 0, sir. Once if you go in this direction from sending end to load end, this is x is equal to L. This is x is equal to L. Now what happens at x is equal to 0? Okay, at x is equal to 0, what is the voltage? definitely the voltage is your source voltage, because you are at x is equal to 0, clearly v is equal to vs only. Then at x is equal to 0, what is the current? You are at source end, definitely the current has to be I is equal to is, I is equal to is. Once if you substitute these values in the regular equation, then you make some mathematical modification, okay, because see, wait, okay. um, Yes, sir. You are having this equation, sir, say voltage equation and current equation. Here, x is equal to 0, you are substituting. When x is equal to 0, what is the voltage value? Vs. Similarly, what is the current value? Is. Then you are having two equation and two constant. You are having two equation. This is one equation and this is the another equation. You are having two equation and only two constant, C1 and C2. Once if you have two equation and two constant, that you know the value of this one, some value, some initial value, then you can calculate what is the constant value, C1 and C2. Then finally you can substitute C1 and C2 here, then you will get some realistic equation. Now what I am doing, I am applying some condition, then I am removing the constant, I am finding out the constant, then I am replacing the constant with that value. Okay, you just try to do it, okay, yourself. Then finally you will get voltage value as Vs cos gamma x. Okay, this is not simple cos function, this is cos h, that means hyperbolic function. Okay, so minus is z naught sin h gamma x. Similarly for current, okay, is cos gamma x minus vs divided by z naught, okay, sin h gamma x. Now this is the voltage and current value anywhere on the transmission line. Once if you know what is the value of x, once if you know what is the value of x, okay, that means what, if you are fixing the x, you are somewhere on the transmission line, okay, somewhere on the transmission line, then you can, once if you substitute that x value here, you can calculate voltage and current value anywhere on the transmission line. Okay, this is the transmission line equation. Okay, this is the first form. There are two format of transmission line equation. Okay, this is the first format of transmission line equation. This is the transmission line equation. Okay, first format. There is another format also. That format, instead of x, we will use y, because what happens if you travel in the opposite way, because sometime the reflected wave and all travels in the opposite way, then that time or in a case where we want to go from load to source end, sometime in case of Smith chart and all, we used to go from load end to source end, then that time we will replace x with y. And what is the relation between x and y? Say if y is equal to 0 here, then this is y is equal to L, y is equal to L. But once if you observe carefully, x and y is something is in an opposite way. Okay, something in opposite way. So x can be replaced by minus y, or y can be replaced by minus x. Its direction is really different. Its direction is really different. Okay, this is the first format of transmission line equation. If you replace x with respect to minus y, then you will get a second format of the transmission line equation. Okay, so if you are able to remember, you just try to remember it, but that is not mandatory. Okay, but we will do everything with the help of this equation. We will derive some conclusions. But once if you are not able to remember this equation, then you have to remember the conclusion. Okay, but if you could, if you are able to remember, then you just try to. But it is not mandatory. Okay, so now from this I will proceed. Okay, this is the transmission line equation. Now you just try to put the limiting condition. What happens when x is equal to 0? When x is equal to 0, this term goes away, this term also goes away. Then what is cos 0? Cos 0 is always 1. Then what is cos 0? Always 1. Then you are getting v is equal to vs and I is equal to is. Okay, similarly, if you put x of some other value, then you will get the corresponding voltage and current value at that particular point of x. That is the idea of the transmission line. Okay, idea of the transmission line equations. Okay, now just now we have seen what is gamma divided by z. Gamma can be written as square root of zy divided by z. Then y divided by z is always 1 by z naught, 1 by z naught, or otherwise z naught can be written as z divided by y, that is equal to r plus j omega l divided by g plus j omega c. So what you have to remember finally, okay, without worrying about this, finally you have to remember this one. Z naught means R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C overall square root. Okay, overall square root. Okay, now you have some equation that denotes the impedance. Okay, that denotes the impedance. Okay, then you just try to apply the unit condition. You know what is the unit of R, what is the unit of G. Finally, whether it is giving you Z naught. Z naught means always it has to be in ohm. Z naught means always it has to be in ohm. Now you have some equations for Z naught. Just try to apply the units of R, L, and G and C. Whether finally you are getting the unit of Z naught or not. Or for a moment you forget about the imaginary. You just apply the real things R by G. Then just try whether you are getting ohm or not finally. Okay. Next, at X is equal to L at load end. When you are at load end, then what happens? Say you are standing here, then you want to measure what is the voltage and current here. Okay, at the load end. Okay, at the load end. Okay, load end can be called as a receiving end. Okay, see this I can write it as the voltage here is VL or VR because you are at receiving end or you are at a load end. Okay, most probably interchangeably I will use either R or L notation, VR or VL. Then similarly, current here is the load current, or that I can also call as receiving end current, load current or receiving end current. Okay, now what happens? Okay, so once if you put that condition, okay, see when X is equal to L, okay, at X is equal to L, V is equal to VL, okay, then I is equal to IL, then just you substitute. This is the base equation. Instead of X, you are going to substitute L. Instead of V, VL. Instead of I, IL. Okay, then you get the equation like this. VL is equal to Vs cos H gamma L, Is Z naught sin H gamma L, sin H gamma L. Similarly, here IL is equal to Is cos H gamma L, then Vs divided by Z naught sin H gamma L. Okay, now you know what is VL, you know what is IL. This is the voltage at the load, exactly at the load. This is the current at the load. Then what is the purpose of this equation? Once if you know what is the voltage and current, then you take the ratio of VL to IL. Then you know what is the load impedance. Then you know what is your load impedance. The load impedance can also be calculated with this Vs cos H gamma L minus Is divided by Z naught sin H gamma L divided by Is cos H gamma L Vs divided by Z naught sin H gamma L. Okay, not only load impedance. Once if you know voltage and current anywhere on the transmission line, then you can find out what is the impedance at that particular point. What is the impedance at that particular point? In future, we will do that actually. Okay, now we are calculating the load impedance. Okay, we are calculating the impedance only at the load. In future, you can calculate the impedance anywhere on the transmission line. Please don't confuse with the characteristic impedance. Characteristic impedance will give you the characteristics of the transmission line, but not the impedance at any point on the transmission line. That will be given by some other impedance relationship, like input impedance of the line anywhere on the transmission line, or what is the impedance looking from particular point towards the load. Okay, that in future we will derive that. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to see, I am having this equation. Now I am having this equation. I'm going to apply something here. In this equation, I'm going to assume, okay, this is the assumption only. This is the assumption only. If what happens, is, so say if I am connecting the load impedance, then I will get this ratio definitely. Then if instead of load impedance, I can also connect some impedance that is equal to characteristic impedance. Okay, what happens? Okay, if I connect the characteristic impedance at the load, okay, if I connect the characteristic impedance at the load, then what I have to do? Then what will happen? Once if I take my ratio, that will be equal to what, sir? Z0. Okay. ஏற்கனவே ZL இருந்திருந்தா நீங்க ரேஷியோ எடுத்தா ZL வரும். ஏற்கனவே Z0 இருந்திருந்தா லோடுக்கு பதிலா. So physically instead of load, you are connecting Z0 value. Okay. Z0 is the characteristic impedance of the line. That's okay. But you are replacing your load with help of Z0. Okay, with help of Z0. Then what will happen? Once if you replace the load with help of Z0, then what will happen? If then VR by IR will definitely be equal to Z0, because at the load you are connected the impedance of Z0, Then very clearly, instead of this VL divided by IL ZL, then you can put a Z0. You can put Z0. Okay, so now Z0 is equal to, then remaining equations is same. Okay, whatever the equation that is present here in the numerator and denominator, they remain same. Okay, so what is that? Vs cos h gamma L is Z0 sin h gamma L divided by is cos h gamma L Vs divided by Z0 sin h gamma L. Now from this you just make the cross multiplication. Just to make the cross multiplication, once if you do cross multiplication, that comes like this: Z0 is cos h gamma L, then Z0 cancels, Vs sin h gamma L, and Vs cos h gamma L minus is Z0 sin h gamma L. Okay, from this equation, what is clear? One thing is very clear. Okay, if this equation has to be true, both left hand side and right hand side, definitely this has to be true, or otherwise this also has to be true. But both are same only. What you are observing? Finally, if this equation has to be true, then definitely Vs is equal to Z0 into Is. Vs is equal to Z0 into Is. Now you know one thing. If you take the ratio, then what is the meaning of Vs divided by Is? From this Vs divided by Is is equal to Z0, it is coming. But what is the meaning of Vs divided by Is? Vs is voltage at the sending end. Is the current at the sending end. If you take the ratio, then what you will get? Impedance at the sending end. The impedance at the sending end is equal to what's our input impedance. The impedance at the sending end is equal to what's our input impedance. See what is happening? What is happening? You have some transmission line. You don't know what is the length of the line. Length can be anything. Okay, see, this is the important conclusion. You are having some transmission line. You don't know length of the transmission line. You don't know the length of the transmission line. It can be of anything. Let it be anything. Okay, let it be anything. Now, what they are telling, once if you connect the load, okay, instead of load at the load side, instead of load, okay, load impedance, some other impedance, you are connecting the characteristic impedance. You know already what is the characteristic impedance, because you are having some line. Okay, for that line, you should know what is the characteristic impedance. That characteristic impedance physically you are connecting here. Okay, then once if you connect physically the characteristic impedance here, then you measure the input impedance. Okay, you measure the input impedance, then that is also is equal to Z0. That is also is equal to Z0. Then what is the conclusion? If you have some transmission line, if the transmission line is terminated by the Z0, then what is the input impedance? Input impedance is also Z0, irrespective of the length of the line, irrespective of the length of the line, irrespective of the length of the line. So that is the idea. What is the note? You have to note down here. See, note. If load is terminated by Z0, then Z input impedance is also is equal to Z0, irrespective of the length of the transmission line. If load is terminated, if load is terminated by Z0, then input impedance is also is equal to Z0, irrespective of length of the transmission line, irrespective of length of the transmission line. Okay, so but இதே போல similar condition வேற ஒரு இடத்த பாத்தீங்க. வேற எந்த இடம் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, we took infinite line, then we measured what is the input impedance. What is the input impedance of the infinite line? Anybody? What is the input impedance of infinite transmission line? Okay, in the beginning I have explained it. Can anybody tell me what is the answer? What is the input impedance of the infinite line?
Impedance.
Yes, very good. Input impedance of the infinite line is characteristic impedance. Whenever you have infinite line, you will not have any reflection. But here also, as your input impedance is similar to the load impedance, but it is a finite line, here also you will not have any reflection, because once if the load is terminated by the Z0, then definitely you will not have any reflection. Definitely you will not have any reflection. So finally, infinite line is equal to the finite line when the load is terminated by the Z0. Infinite line is equal to finite line, because both the characteristics are looking same. That's why if infinite line is terminated by, if infinite line is equal to finite line when load is terminated by Z0. When load is terminated by Z0. Load is terminated by Z0. Okay, so now load is terminated by Z0. So when that means what? When ZL is equal to Z0, ZL is equal to Z0, Vs divided by Is is equal to Z0, or otherwise Vs can also be written as Z0 into Is, Z0 into Is. So then what is the equation that you are having? See, what is your voltage equation? Now your voltage equation V is equal to Vs cos h gamma x minus Is Z0 sin h gamma x. Okay, under this condition, okay, because this is a special condition, you are terminating your load with Z0. Under this condition, you can write Vs cos gamma x Is Z0 can be replaced by Vs, then sin hyperbolic x. Okay, so Vs e power gamma x plus e power minus gamma x. Okay, so refer the mathematics. Okay, how cos hyperbolic can be written as in terms of e power gamma. Okay, then e power plus gamma x minus e power minus gamma x. Okay, divided by 2, but this minus is common for both. Okay, so now what will happen? Which term will cancel? This is plus, this is minus. Okay, that positive gamma will cancel very clearly. If you apply the mathematics, V is equal to Vs minus gamma x. Can anybody tell me what is the, if positive gamma is gone, then what is the meaning of that one? Which component is not there? Forward or reflection?
Forward.
What I would, எந்த component இருக்காது. Whenever negative means that indicates the forward component, positive means that indicates the reverse component. Now finally you are getting only negative, then which component only present? Only forward or reverse? Which component is present? Only forward. Only forward component is present. Similarly, for current also you can calculate, that is I is equal to Is e power minus gamma x. Okay, and once again we are proving when the load is terminated by Z0, definitely there will not be reflection. Definitely there will not be reflection. When there is no reflection, then there will not be the reflection component mathematically. Mathematically also there will not be any reflection component. Okay, so so I can write it as a note in the right side. Note when ZL is equal to Z0 indicates no reflection. No reflection, that indicates no e power gamma x term. If there is no reflection, then that particular term will not be present. Then no e power gamma x term, that will be removed. That will be removed. Okay, so you take note. Okay, that means what we are concluding, when ZL is equal to Z0, only forward wave present. Only forward wave present. Only forward wave present. That means what is the meaning of that?